Okay, so just finished episode 2, which, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, yeah, uh, I dare say I enjoyed it. Again, like, okay, East Blue is what this chapter's called. Anyway, yeah, also it's like, oh yeah, the comedy is actually pretty good when it's good, you know? Like, a lot of stuff actually happens. I know, like, later on down the story, One Piece is infamous for, like, hey, entire episodes might go by with nothing happening. But in these early part, it's like, oh, a ton of stuff's happening. Like it's getting right to the point of stuff, and Luffy's like tolerable. And I get what they're going for with Luffy. Like he's just the embodiment of like just not even caring. Like he's just doing what he wants to do. Like he wants to do something, and it's like he does it, and that's cool. I mean, we'll see if my opinion changes. I'm just sketchy about Luffy. Anyway, it's cool. Luffy and Kobe get to the Marine base, and of course, it's like you got the really spoiled kid, whatever, however you pronounce his name, and it's like, again, is this for kids? It can't be for kids. Anyway, all right, it's not for kids, right? Because it's like, I don't know, Captain Morgan, he like, oh yeah, he actually kills that dude on the roof there, and it's like, and just the stuff that's going on and all that. Okay, Zoro. I want to call him Zolo, but his name is Zoro. Christopher Sabat. You can't hide it. It's clearly the voice. Um, yeah. Anyway, it's all pretty entertaining so far. What's up with the drawing style though? That's something I'll talk about a lot. Like why, Captain Morgan's son. Why are you like designing his chin like so weird and just a lot of the character designs I'm just like is really weird. Other than that, I mean Zoro is obviously cool and all that stuff and they're hinting at Zoro's backstory a little bit. I've always felt Zoro's backstory is like really weak. Like, and all right, we'll get to that later when they actually explain it. Yeah, so a lot of action takes place in this episode. Just a lot of action, which you got to start these things off. I do also wonder. I forget the release dates of Naruto and One Piece. That's like something that comes to mind. You have to think of them because I know Bleach was also around at that time. That's an anime I need to watch. I never did watch Bleach. I should get around to that. Uh, like, is that, we're like Captain Morgan's son. I'm just going to call him that because I can't remember his name. Uh, Hefana, whatever, and then, he's like, Luffy runs over and punches him and is like, don't you know who I am? I'm Captain Morgan's son. And Luffy's like I care, and it's like, oh, that's a lot like episode 2 of Naruto, where the third Hokage's son Konohamaru, walks in and he's like, what, afraid to punch me because the third Hokage is my grandfather? I don't care if he's your grandmother. you know, there's similarities. That time, long time ago, you know, like around the year 2000, when like these anime, they had similarities. Anime was different back then. They all kind of followed cliches and stuff. Anyway, so I'm enjoying One Piece so far. It's good, and I'm glad. Again, it's a continuous story. A lot of action, and leaving on a cliffhanger because it's like I do like how like insanely mad with power like Captain Morgan is, where he's like, "You scratched my statue," and the comedy of like Luffy just, of course, appearing right at that moment of like and like demolishing the statue. And he's like, "Oh, my bad," and it's just like I don't know all that stuff, and I don't know. Also, again, I'm watching it in the English version, but with the Japanese subtitles, so you can like tell what is originally in the Japanese version. Because yeah, I watched this one on Netflix now. Anyway, where it's like they're looking for his room. He's carrying Captain Morgan's son around, and they open in the Japanese line. It's like, oh, this must be. What does he say? It's like, this is it, or this must be it. In the English version, he says, oh, this looks like your room, which I think comes off as funnier. Just like I don't know, in a way, just showing his room and being like, yeah, this looks like your room. Anyway, so yeah, it's also you gotta wonder when you watch these things because stuff that happens later, and everyone's just so surprised about Luffy being made of rubber and all that. But it's like, man, trying not to talk about stuff, but it's like clearly there's a lot of people who eat the devil fruit and stuff. So it's like, why is everyone, it's like, why is everyone so surprised now? It's that stuff. Same with Naruto, where it's like, when you watch the whole thing, it's like, wait, why was everybody so surprised and knew nothing about this stuff, when it's like, it seems like it should be common knowledge about some stuff, you know? Anyway, it's really good, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. So yeah, I'm happy with the watch through so far. Maybe I was just being cynical for no reason. Maybe One Piece is actually really good.